my idea when I talk about, say building location, for example, that doesn't mean that the building has to be on campus or immediately adjacent to campus. Location can mean in a really good suburb that has a need for medical services there, or that people are looking for a more convenient place to go. So location doesn't mean on campus anymore. And in fact, we're not seeing the spread in cap rates like there used to be 150 basis point spread between on campus and off campus. And over the years, we've seen that cap rate shrink, and it's virtually non-existent now. They're basically dead even. In terms of tenant credit, obviously outstanding tenant credit is what investors are looking for, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a health system. It could be a big, powerful group of physicians that has multiple offices, or even a single office for a private practice, but that has a handful of physicians and strong financials. So the next thing I would say, an attribute of just a great medical office building is the lease structure. The lease structure is everything. We like triple net leases. We like annual escalations that have percentages on them and not tied to CPI or some other type of index. That way an investor can sit down and they can map out exactly where they think the income is going on this building over, say, the next 10 years. We like renewal rates on these leases to be the continuing rate and continuing escalation. We don't want to put some vague, ambiguous statement in there about let's reset the lease to fair market value as determined by this, because that'll always be a discrepancy. It's going to be a battle, and that's not what we're looking for in a good landlord-tenant relationship. Some really good leases that are landlord-oriented have got gross-up provisions that if there is a small vacant space in the building, the other tenants will pay their pro rata share of those operating expenses as well. Again, less landlord exposure. So the lease structure is huge. Term is very significant. A weighted average lease term, a building that has all the leases expiring in a year or 2 years is not going to attract a lot of attention. So that's pretty straightforward. And the last thing that I think that would make up a great medical building is just in terms of tenant synergy. It's great to have an orthopedic group, and then a surgery center, and then an outpatient diagnostic imaging center, because they're referring back and forth patients to each other all day. You love to have a primary care provider in your building, because they're going to draw from the masses and be able to refer out to the other tenants in the building, and it kind of locks in those other tenants to want to be in that building to continue to reap the rewards of those referrals. So I would say, your tenant mix has a lot to do with a overwhelmingly, good quality MOB. So that's what makes up a great MOB. The other things are cap rates, dollar volume, vacancy, and rental rates are helping us how we're going to price the MOB.